What's up, gang? All right, don't have a name for this series yet, but this is part one of it, and for the kids watching, this is a videotape. And this is what we used to watch before YouTube, Netflix, even before DVDs. This one actually belongs to my buddy Pagey. I've had this for years. I took it from him saying that I would digitize it, and I did years ago, but I had no idea what to do with it. So Pagey, I promise I'll get this back to you this season. Now, I used to watch these videos ad nauseum when I was a kid. The Speedweek videos, the Smack 'em Stack 'em videos, wheelies, flips, and photo finishes. It was a nightmare for my family, but I used to run these through the absolute ringer. So for years, I didn't know what to do with the digitized version of this tape, but now I have this channel, I feel like I have somewhere to put it. So this is, I hope, going to be a good reference point for the older folks who maybe have lost track of these tapes or don't know how to digitize them, but also for the sake of the younger folks who are coming up, because I'm old enough that I have conscious memories of Claremont Speedway, but the younger folks who are even 5 years younger than me won't have that, but they will have older folks tell them story upon story upon story about the good old days, and now we actually have a chance to kind of put a visual aid to those stories. So I thought this could be a good opportunity to source and find old racing tapes from Claremont and other racing in WA, digitize them, put them on YouTube for everybody to enjoy. I'll only be doing it when I've got the time and the resources, so it's not going to be a consistent thing, but this is a good start. So this tape here, 1994 Speed Week, is going to be split into 4 parts. The video goes for 2 hours, so I'm going to split them into each night. So it goes Claremont, Bunbury, and then after that, I'll just keep looking for more tapes to digitize and post. If you like this idea and you want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up button and maybe leave a comment saying, if you've got a title of a video that I should track down, or if you have a video that I could come and take from you and digitize, that'd be great. But yeah, just let me know if you enjoy it. So this will be part 1 of 4. I'll probably post 1 a week for the next month or so. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for checking it out. Appreciate it. Till next time. Bye for now.
Well, it's that time of the year again, that part of the season where some of USA sprint car stars' finest gather here at Claremont Speedway for the annual Speed Week against the local stars. And Con Migro, this lineup, I think, is one of the strongest we've seen in some time.
Well, it certainly is, Wade. I think that most people agree that Shane Kit Carson from Oklahoma, Donnie Kreitz from Pennsylvania, and of course Mike Sweeney from California, between them, they've probably, or the treble, they've probably won in excess of 1,000 feature races in their career. And when you take that sort of background, it indicates that we've just got sensational drivers.
They are very good drivers, but the Western Australians here on this particular circuit and at Bunbury, they're very tough to beat.
Well, when you've got men like Ron Krikke, 2 times national champion, I believe that Ron Krikke at this particular stage in his career is probably driving better than he was when he won the national title at Claremont here last season. So you look at that, then you've got other drivers there like Pino Priolo, who is going very well. Young Shane Murphy's running into top form. Mark Wells is back and looking very strong indeed. And then Gavin Migro and a whole host of other drivers. You know, the ingredients are there, and the West Australians are tough competitors. Claremont and Bunbury are very, very difficult tracks to get used to because the banking is not what the Americans are used to in America. So consequently, they have to use different driving tactics. And our boys have been racing here for like the last 4 or 5 years, and they have a huge amount of local track knowledge. But nevertheless, nothing can be taken from the ability of the Americans, and I believe that we're going to see some wonderful sprint car racing.
History tells us that the Americans will not so much struggle on the first 2 nights, but they adapt a little better on the 3rd and 4th nights of this series. Being a 4-night series, they seem to come out just to get used to the track on the first 2 and really let the guns blaze on the final nights.
Yeah, well, that's true, Wade, and I think that, you know, as I just said, I mean, our drivers are red hot at the moment, and with the national titles later on in January in Warrnambool and Victoria, of course, Ron Krikke has geared himself up. I believe that Speed Week, at the time it happens in Western Australia, at Claremont and Bunbury, it's wonderful for any driver preparing himself for a national title, because he gets 3 very talented men that really and truly get everyone wound up, and that provides great racing. It gets a top man like him even pumping a lot harder, and of course it makes it a lot easier for him to defend his national title.
4 nights of fast and furious sprint car racing ahead of us. 2 nights at Claremont, 2 nights at Bunbury. 3 of America's finest here against the local stars. It promises to be a great series.
Ready to move into heat number 1 of the sprint cars, and Todd Kenworthy gets the jump on Michael Morton in car number 22. Barry Bradford in car number 24 in there, as well as Bakeman streaks through on the inside of Rod Howe. Jeff Leeson down the back straight. So heading to turn number 3, Todd Kenworthy leading, but up very high, and here comes Michael Lawton. Taking a good look on the inside, gets through, and the Dodge-powered Premier Smash Repairs 55 car of Todd Kenworthy up a little bit high, made it easy in the end for Michael Lawton and the Pennant Glass 22 car. Down the back straight, my word, there's some strong work going on back in the field as Leeson charges around the outside of Todd Kenworthy. He puts himself up into 3rd. Here comes the run for second as well. Leeson stalking second place. Like a leopard stalking his prey back there in third place, but not looking forward to hanging back there for much longer. Down the back straight, Barry Bradford trying to keep him in check. Michael Lawton continuing to lead in car number 22. On the main straight, doing an excellent job in the pennant class 22 entry. Barry Bradford back there in the Harding Transport 24 Gambler. Go back to the Just Toyota wrecking 83 car of Jeff Leeson. Rob Bateman, Rod Howe and Todd Kenworthy. 2 laps left to go and Michael Lawton's done it well. Took the lead early on in the piece and is going on with it very strongly. Barry Bradford seems to have shaken the shackles of Jeff Leeson in the third, and he's now building up the second as Todd Kenworthy having a few dramas in the 55 car, pulling up a little. Going into turn number 3, Michael Lawton continuing the lead. Heat number 1 of the sprint cars tonight, brought to us by Dewey's Blue and Mobile. 1 lap left to travel and Lawton's ready from here to here. Had a heat race win on Monday night and looking forward to going on with it again tonight. Down the back straight, half a lap left to travel. And this is Michael Lawton at his best, a budget racer and a man who loves his sport and does it well. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for him. Michael Lawton collects the win. Second to Barry Bradford in car number 24. Third, Jeff Leeson. Back to Rob Bateman, Rod Howe in car number 10 and car number 55, Todd Kenworthy. Where's the Mark Wells fans? What about the Ron Krikke fans? Oh, you love it. You got to admit, when the Americans are in town, you're going to stay behind him if he has to get the job done. Geneva alongside Jeff Leeson, and we're underway. Heat number 2, and Wells very enthusiastic. Migro runs the high line. Oh, you don't have to be very brave. Down the back straight, not much. Rounds up the Gerald Jet. Mark Wells. Geneva leading his first heat back. After 9 years, he's back in front. Wells makes short work of Leeson. Sets sail after the veteran. Geneva back after 9 years out of the saddle. Migro pushing for a strong run. Loops it right in front of the field. Upside down goes Alan Haynes. How about Ray Geneva storming through in the number 12 Gambler. Good performance too. Mark Wells starting to look ominous early. So they all stay up on the fence side of the Witch's Hat. You'll see the steward pull it back in once the field has gone through, and it eliminates the chance of people ducking down the inside and stealing the lead off somebody who's earned the right to be there. Away they all go. Let's have a look at the remaining laps in this. 5 laps left to travel, and Geneva is looking forward to this. Jeff Leeson, look at Ron Krikke with Mark Wells, who goes underneath Jeff Leeson. Oh, this is awesome stuff. Round the outside goes Ron Krikke. That thing is just absolutely flying. Mark Wells in there as well. Leeson into the fence and upside down. Back on all 4 and have a look at Ron Krikke. Yellow lights are on as you would expect. But that number 1 Murphy car is an absolute rocket ship on 4 wheels.
Believe you me, at 100 miles an hour when you're upside down, you don't know whether you're coming or going, and it is an awesome feeling. So the gentlemen take a wild ride. Sometimes when you look at Speedway, you think, well, I'm not going that fast. But when you see them unload like that, it gives you an example just how quick they are.
You might have just seen a protest flag come out at Ron Krikke in car number 1 just then as they went past. And have a look at him though on the outside again, trying to run on Mark Wells. Look for Geneva as they go around the outside. This is 3 wide stuff, and Krikke just sets it up and blows around the outside. And Ron Krikke is in awesome form. The protest flag did come out on him earlier. We'll watch with progress what's happening there. Look at Wells once more trying to get through Ray Geneva, but Geneva is doing an outstanding job.
I think it's on Mark Wells, actually.
Well, the protest flag is coming out. We'll keep you posted on that one. Krikke continues to lead. Mark Wells is up on the 3/4 track, trying to make short work of Ray Geneva. Geneva is a wily customer. He knows how to stretch a race car across the track. Wells gets the outside run. This track is brilliant. This drive right up high. Now Geneva just moves out, just prevents that move. Let's look at the times that Ron Krikke's putting in as the time clock stops at a 15:09, just outside what he qualified the time trials with. And he is just leading this one with Wells. Again, Ray Geneva driving very intelligently, just stretching that car across the line. He's a very intelligent driver. He's been around a lot of years, a lot longer than Mark Wells, and that's what he's relying on, his experience. 14:98 the time, 1 lap left to travel, down the back straight. Ron Krikke at his brilliant best. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Winner of this heat of the Dewey's Blue Sprint Car Speedweek, the Bunbury Bullet, Ron Krikke as Wells tries it on Geneva. Well done, Ray Geneva. Great drive. Third to Mark Wells. Fourth to Terry Cutts. Fifth to Shane Carson. We go back to Peter Harvey at car number 43. Well, what about Ray Genev, ladies and gentlemen? How's that for a drive? To hold out the Geraldton Jet when he's on the charge.
On the pole, Daryl Krikke getting ready for a start. This is going to be a big night for the young fella. The green lights come on and they're away and racing, and it's Donny Kreitz from Pennsylvania. Strokes the car sideways off the end of the main straight. Thunders out of turn number 2, and look at Ryan Farrell up where Angels fear to tread. Woo! Ryan Farrell absolutely burning, but out of turn number 4 it's Donny Kreitz from America. Then Gary Satori working hard. Then back there once again and doing a good job, and Daryl Krikke. But there's no doubt about Donny Kreitz out of turn 2, down past the quit sign, and Pino Priolo sitting right in the middle of turn number 4 as one car, oops. Oh, Gary didn't see that, and that could have been a bit of a bit and chain. Young Daryl Krikke's car starts to blow. Yep, the 4 wide, Eddie Gobbies again. I tell you, he's been reading Ron Krikke's book, there's no doubt about that. Well, the officials are not going to be happy with that, but it's Don Kreitz once again. Throws the car off the end of the main straight, then back in second place is Mike Sweeney. Look at the hombre, Gary Satori. Then we find Shane Krikke, but Donny Kreitz throws the car into pit spin. Daryl Krikke's in all the trouble in the early settlers. Out of turn 4, down the main straight, 5 laps to go for National Capital Speed. Donny Kreitz out in front, then back in second place is Shane Krikke. Then back to Mike Sweeney, back to Gary Satori, down past the quit sign as they throw the car into pit spin. Absolutely full pressure speedway here at the moment. Donny Kreitz out in front, Shane Krikke in second place, Mike Sweeney, Gary Satori, then back to Ryan Farrell, out of turn 2 at 100 miles an hour as they come off the end of the back straight in front of the time clock. Absolutely brilliant speedway. Donny Kreitz out of turn 4, thunders down the main straight, got the claw to the floor and he's going for more. Shane Krikke driving under protest. Mikey Alistair Colley is really a hard job as Donny Kreitz done a wheel stand that time. Thunders into pit spin. Look at these cars absolutely burned. Out of turn 4, 2 laps to go at the National Capital Speed. Donny Kreitz out in front, back in second place, the man under protest, Shane Krikke. Then back to Mike Sweeney, 41 there is El Hombre, Gary Satori. Donny Kreitz with 1 and a bit laps to go. Out of turn number 4, Krikke's under protest, but he's burning at the moment. The white flag's out, 500 metres left to go at the National Capital Speed. Out of turn 2 now, ladies and gentlemen, down past the quit sign the last time, and it's the first blood for the United States of America. Out of turn number 4, Donny Kreitz across the line first, back in second place, number 2, Shane Krikke, then back there to number 5, Mike Sweeney, 41, Gary Satori, number 20, Eddie Gobby, number 96 there, going very hard indeed is Ryan Farrell, and these men forgot to stop racing. As the green light comes on, it's Rob Bateman out there in car number 35, car number 10 on the outside, of course, and going very well indeed is the Rocketeer in Rod Howe. He moves down past the quit sign. Michael Lawton in 22 up there in third place, and Barry Bradford in third place out of turn 4. 1 lap down and 3 to go, and it's the performance modification car of number 10, Rod Howe, leading this event very comfortably indeed as he moves out of turn number 2, down past the quit sign, throws the car sideways into pit spin, moves up to a quarter track high run, then out of turn number 4, it's car number 10, the Rocketeer, Rod Howe, back to car number 35, Rob Bateman, and then number 22, Michael Lawton, and bringing up the rear is young rake Barry Bradford. So there it is at the halfway mark, out of turn 4, the white flag comes out, Rod Howe in car number 10, back to 35, Bateman, back to 22, and going well as Michael Lawton and the young Barry Bradford not having the best of luck at the moment, but they go down past the quit sign for the last time, and as he moves out of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Rod Howe in car number 10 first, then back to 35, Rob Bateman, back to 22, Michael Lawton, and in third place, Barry Bradford in car number 24, as John Day now leads him into the main straight. The green lights go on. They go into the top turn for the first time. It's going very hard indeed. That driver, of course, is Kit Carson. Oh, look at Mark Wells on the outside of Ray Genev. They throw the car into pit spin. Kit Carson out in front. Back in second place is Ron Krikke. Then back there to Mark Wells. Then back there to number 16. That driver doing a wonderful job there in... That's young Terry Cutts, then back to car number 12, leading this event. As they move out of turn number 4, it's Shane Carson leads. Back in second place is Ron Krikke, then back to Mark Wells. A 15.05 that time for Kit Carson as he moves out of turn number 2, down past the quit sign.
And this is brilliant action on the part of Shane Carson at the halfway mark. 3 laps down and 3 to go. Shane Carson out in front. Back there to number 1, Ron Krikke. Back to 21, Mark Wells. 16 is going very hard indeed, that driver, of course, and that is Terry Kreitz, but there's no doubt about the American. Moves out of turn number 4 and down the main straight. Shane Carson out in front. Back there to Ron Krikke, then further back to 21, Mark Wells. A 15.01. Oh, Shane Carson is absolutely on fire. Throws the car sideways into pits bend. The white flag comes out. Carson's got the claw to the floor. Absolutely brilliant. A 14.95. The American's burning up the raceway at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. What a sensational drive as he thunders down the back straight. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. That is an absolute brilliant drive. Oh, brilliant stuff. Yes, sirree. Shane Carson, Ron Krikke, Mark Wells. Oh, then back to Terry Kreitz, and then Rage and Eve, and then further back to Peter Hardy, and a 1:30.31. Oh, and Shane Kit Carson, take a bow. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, as he does a lap. Let's hear it, Claremont.
This is heat number 6 of the sprint cars, the Tui's Blue Sprint Car Speedweek, and look at Hombre Satori right up alongside Sweeney. Green lights remain on. Sweeney definitely did not get the best of that. Donnie Kreitz down the back straight, protest flag hanging out at Gary Satori yet again. So they go into turn number 3. Shane Krikke straightens up Mike Sweeney. Don Kreitz sets sail after him. Satori leading, checking the protest flag, the black flag with a big white stripe down the diagonal. Tells it all. Gary Satori running under protest, but isn't he putting in some big ones? Donnie Kreitz into second. Priolo, great drive for third. Shane Krikke really showing some form tonight up to 4th. Eddie Gubby back to Mike Sweeney and Ryan Farrell. As Shane Krikke takes on Pino Priolo, who's really fired up tonight. Backing into turn number 3, the big truckie from Maddington, El Hombre, Gary Satori. Donnie Kreitz is just beautiful to watch. The 69 car rarely puts a wheel wrong. Runs very smooth, very straight. Down the back straight, Priolo tries to take him on. Going into turn number 3, Satori setting this thing up beautifully. Up on the half-track run, nice and tight. And Kreitz is starting to be taken on by Priolo now. This is very exciting stuff. Laps are starting to tick by, and Priolo is taking on Donnie Kreitz. The West Aussies are closing him down. The leader of the Pennsylvanian posse about to have some West Aussie whiskets latch themselves onto the tail. 1 to go, 15.53 from Satori, and Donnie Kreitz has got to run defensively now. Satori down the back straight, and Satori under protest. Kreitz hanging on for second. Look at Eddie Gubby closing him down. Satori gets the win under protest. Donnie Kreitz gets second from the USA. Third to Priolo, 4th to Shane Krikke, 5th to Eddie Gubby, back to Mike Sweeney and Ryan Farrell. The all-up time for the 6 laps, 1 minute 32.77, and Gary Satori, checkered flag is out. We'll wait with interest to see what eventuates in the next couple of minutes. 1 minute 32.77, and Donnie Kreitz is still hot to trot.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. It's showtime, and the sprint cars about to go ballistic here at the National Capital Speed as they'll start in the big feature race tonight as Pino Priolo absolutely burns away. Shane Carson grabs up into 3rd place. Then on the outside comes Mark Wells as they thunder down the back straight, past the quit side, throws the car sideways. Pino Priolo out in front. In 2nd place is Ron Krikke. Back to Mark Wells, then back to Shane Carson. Further back to number 2 and going very hard as young Shane Krikke. But Pino Priolo absolutely fighting for survival. Down past the quit sign for the 2nd time. The man from Osborne Park leads the man from Bunbury. Out of turn number 4 and absolutely burning up the raceway. Pino Priolo out in front, then back there in 2nd place is Ron Krikke. Further back to Mark Wells, then back to Shane Carson, and of course young Shane Krikke past the quit sign at the halfway mark. 3 laps down and 3 to go, and it's Pino Priolo out in front. This will be a sensational race if you can win this one. Priolo leading the national champion. Ron Krikke burning at the moment. Back to Mark Wells. Shane Carson's there as they thunder down the back straight. Throw the car sideways into pits bend and out of turn number 4. Mark Wells is in more trouble than the early settlers at the moment. Out of turn number 4 for the last time, and Mark Wells is looking in a little bit of bother. Pino Priolo, a half a lap left to go, and the Bunbury Bullets coming at an absolute rate of knots. But come on now as they come out of turn number 4. The white flag's out. 1 lap to go up the National Capital Speed. Pino Priolo out in front. Absolutely absolutely a boil over tonight. Oh, and Shane Krikke tries to shove Shane Carson out the road. Oh, bashed in as they come out of turn number 4. Come on, Claremont. Let's hear it. Pino Priolo across the line first. Ron Krikke in second place. Back to 21, Mark Wells. Then back to Shane Krikke, a desperate Shane Krikke in number 2. Number 12, Shane Carson. And 41 there was Gary Sartori. And I can tell you right now, the man from Oklahoma would not be happy, would not be impressed with Shane Krikke's desperate driving then, as he threw everything at Shane Carson but the kitchen sink. As the green light goes on, and it's Rod Howe leads them into the top turn for the first time, and Rod Bateman trying on the outside and does it very well on the part of Barry Bradford as they move down the back straight past the quit sign. Michael Lawton bringing up the rear, but a good field of sprint cars now as it's Rod Howe driving very well. 1 lap down and 5 to go. Back to Rob Bateman, who has got a good car and he's not a bad driver. Rod Howe went slightly sideways. Bateman past the quit sign, makes it too wide, grabs the lead as he comes out of turn number 4. Down the main straight now, Rob Bateman, but Rod Howe fights back. Bateman out in front, then back to Howe. Further back in third place is Barry Bradford. 22 is Michael Lawton. Down the back straight, past the quit sign for the second time. And at the halfway mark, 3 down and 3 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is, Rob Bateman in 35. Back to number 10, Rod Howe. Back to number 24, Barry Bradford. Number 22 is Michael Lawton. But young Bradford doing a good job back there in third place. But Rob Bateman, the race leader. 2 laps to go at the National Capital Speed. Rod Howe on just a spot of bother that time, but he's still up in second place, and third place man is Barry Bradford. 22 there is, of course, Michael Lawton as they go down past the quit sign for the second last time as the white flag comes out. This is the Mobil Sprint Car B main as they're moving out of turn 4. It's Bradford in third place still, but Michael Lawton grabs third place now, and Barry Bradford drops back to 4th position, but down the back straight for the last time, it's Rob Bateman in car number 35. Will go across the line first, back to number 10, the Rocketeer, Rod Howe. Then back in third place and going very well indeed is 22, Michael Lawton, and 24, Barry Bradford.
Priolo, Krikke, Wells, Carson, Krikke, Sartori, Gobby, Sweeney, Kreitz, Cuts, Genev, Migro, Harvey, Bateman and Lawton. Well, whose race is this? Is it Ron Krikke's? Is it Mark Wells's? Oh, there's some heavy work going on between Krikke and Priolo. We're underway. Priolo tries to run with the bumpery point. Round the outside goes Krikke. Makes short work of him. Oh, upside down, Eddie Gobby. Eddie Gobby just drove out of that. I do not believe it. So did Rob Bateman. And Eddie Gobby, if that wasn't the most spectacular thing you'll ever see. The car just pirouetted on the right rear tyre, and that was unbelievable. Gobby going no further part in this one. Look at Priolo. He does not want to be caught on the hop, and this time he hoses Ron. Let's see if he can get up room to do it again. I bet he doesn't try to. Down at turn number 2, Wells, he has a good look on the inside of Ron Krikke. Down the back straight into turn number 3. And Pino Priolo up way too high. Get it down, Pino, quickly. Oh, it was all too quick. Ron Krikke saw his chance. Priolo was left, hung out to dry. Wells is up to third. Carson to fourth. James to fifth. Takes on the inside of Carson. Sweeney and Kreitz running back in the field. Look at Wellsy trying to take on Priolo. They touch wheels. Priolo, oh, good, strong work, Pino. Refuses to be intimidated by that. Onto the main straight, they charge. Ron Krikke flinching away. I thought Priolo might have been defended for a while there, but Pino hanging on for second. Wells to third. Carson trying to hang on for fourth. Back then to fifth place. Shane Krikke, Gary Sartori, Derek Cuts. Back then to Mike Sweeney, Gavin Migro, Johnny Kreitz, Ryan Farrell, Ray Genev, Peter Hart, Rob Bateman, and Michael Lawton. And oh, Bateman up, very nearly upside down. Cautions are on. And we are back under yellows. Yes, the green lights are on. Mark Wells just hosed Priolo. I'm not sure what'll happen in that regard, but Mark Wells is through. Gary Sartori, his car is an absolute handful. It's a nightmare for him. He can barely hang on to this thing. Migro tries to squeeze through. They touch tyres. Kreitz and Sweeney trying to go either side of him. Oh, Sweeney, that was brilliant. He jumped on the brakes, back on the gas and managed to get around Satori. That car is in a bad way. Gary Satori having a real handful. He pulls the car infield wisely. Oh, Peter Harvey nearly walloped the fence as well. Ron Krikke out in front, the number one. Quit. Murphy, Kendrick racing car. Leading this one at the moment from Mark Wells, pouncing up to second. Priolo up to third. Protest flag on Gavin Wygro in car number 3. Not sure what that's for. And Ron Krikke sitting back, enjoying this. Mark Wells, the length of the main straight back to second. Third is Priolo. Carson has held on for a gritty fourth. Shane Krikke, oh, here comes Carson, storms underneath Priolo. Peter had a bit of a moment midway through turn number 2 and Carson nearly had him for breakfast. Look at this, Carson now monstering him. You can see the American star just kicking back now, realise that Priolo may be in a bit of trouble. Have a look at Ron Krikke lapping the field. Lawton now pulls infield in the Ailing 22 car. Priolo is going to have a battle on his hands, so too. Shane Krikke coming strongly, and Shane Carson in car number 20. This is great stuff. Eddie Gobby, unfortunately, watching from the infield. Car number 20. Gavin Micro storming through in car number 3. Donnie Kreitz right behind him. So too Ryan Farrell, Mike Sweeney, Ray Genev. Here comes Ron Krikke storming through the traffic. The courtesy flag being held out. And Ron Krikke is just blitzing this traffic. This is where he's a lot better than a lot of these guys out here. It's laps, it's experience, and it's almost a sixth sense. Being able to lap the traffic like Ron Krikke does. He goes through like he's got a sonar strapped on the front of this thing. Shane Krikke, what a drive it's been from him tonight. Trying to wear down Shane Carson. Look at Ron Krikke. He's going to lap right up to the placings here. Mark Wells still hanging on for a distant second place at the moment. Priolo up to third. Carson hanging on doggedly for fourth place. 13 laps left to travel. This is not over by a long shot, but Ron Krikke starting to show superiority in traffic, about to lap his Kendrick Racing Quid Team partner in Ryan Farrell. The stark contrast, the Farrell car dirty from the other car's mud, and Ron Krikke's car brilliant white, super clean, and that's from keeping it well and truly in front of the traffic. Now Mark Wells trying to lap Ray Genev as Ryan Farrell doesn't realise who he's holding up here. Mark Wells is starting to close on Ron Krikke. He wants to get him out of the way. Sweeney just gets a lap put down as they head down the back straight. Ron Krikke wants to make fast work of Ryan Farrell because Mark Wells is definitely closing. But at the same time, he's got his hands full with Ray Genev in car number 12. Wells tries to dive down low. This must be really anxious moments for Wells. He can see that Krikke's having trouble with Ryan Farrell, but he can't seem to penetrate the defences of Genev. Now he moves him up track. Good move, Mark Wells. He still has the time. 10 laps left in this one. Krikke is being forked. Wells is definitely starting to close him down. Down the back straight, Ron Krikke was starting to get frustrated. He's going to have to force a move very shortly. Ryan Farrell would not know who it is that's on the inside. He thinks it's just another competitor. And Mark Wells is closing them both down. Sweeney, pretty soon, if he sees the lap flag, will move aside and Wells can have a good, clean look. Now Krikke goes through. Tense moments aside. Ron Krikke can breathe a sigh of relief. 8 laps left to travel. Mark Wells storming up to second. He just about saw the race lead disappear then. I think he had a good chance at it if Ron Krikke was balked by Farrell for any longer, but he couldn't. Pino Priolo storming up to third. Good drive from Shane Krikke for fourth place at the moment. He's hosed Shane Carson, who's dropped back to fifth. But Ron Krikke continuing on his merry way, puts a lap down on Donnie Kreitz. Back to second, it's Mark Wells. In third, it's Pino Priolo. Great drive from him. Fourth place, it's Shane Krikke. We go back a long way to Shane Carson. Oh, who's that? Like Gavin Wygro upside down going into turn number 3. Pardon, it is not Gavin Wygro in car number 3 who's still out there. Looks like it may well be Mark Wells in car number 21. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Jet. Mark Wells out of the car. That was a hard ride. Thank you very much. The biggest birthday present Shane Carson could have had was third place, and Pino just handed it to him. Midway through turn number 3 and 4, Ron Krikke bleeding away from this field at the moment. Oh, Gavin Wygrove storming across the curve, got a little bit out of shape, and Ryan Farrell going back through underneath. They touch. Going into turn number 1, that was close. Ron Krikke with just 3 laps left in front of him is hanging on out there in front. Shane Krikke up to second. Shane Carson, he's been hanging in there. Been a consistent drive for him. Priolo back to 4th, can feel very unlucky and probably a little disappointed with himself. He just had that moment, but luck can be a fortune, and Carson has managed to hang on for 3rd. Ron Krikke with 2 laps left to travel, 15.29, so he's not hanging around. Very respectable lap times. Down the back straight, 1.5 laps left to go. Shane Krikke in car number 2. Shane Carson in car number USA, $12. Back to Ray Genev, spare teammate almost these days is Pino Priolo. But with half a lap left to go, ladies and gentlemen, what a drive it's been for the man we call the Bunbury Bullet. He's the Australian Sprint Car Champion. He is unbeatable here at Claremont. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Checkered flag is out. The win goes to Ron Krikke. 2nd, Shane Krikke. 3rd to Shane Carson. 4th to Pino Priolo. 5th to Donny Kreitz. 6th to Terry Cutts, Ryan Farrell, Gavin Wygrove, Mike Sweeney, Peter Harvey, and Gary Satori. But the 2 Krikke boys celebrating the win down the back straight. Look at this. Shane on the inside, Uncle Ron on the outside, congratulating him. Come on, race fans, put your hands together. He's unstoppable. Ron Krikke takes the win. Shane Krikke gets 2nd. 3rd, great drive to Shane Carson. We go back to Pino Priolo, a little bit disappointed, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Donny Kreitz, Terry Cutts, the last 5 laps went down to 1 minute 16.62.
Thanks very much. Shane, congratulations. From Mobile Company, congratulations, mate.
I appreciate this. I'll tell you, that's a tough run. Ron's definitely got it together. I think the Krikke's got the hold on this place, but maybe we can change that later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Carson. And another Shane, there's more Shanes and Seans around Claremont than you're going to poke a stick at. In 2nd place, Shane Krikke.
Yes, thanks, Con. I'd like to thank Claremont Speedway for making this Speedweek event happen. It really is a very good event. I'd like to thank Tui's for presenting this evening. Shane Carson and Ron, congratulations must go to them. My crew's worked very hard this week, and I'd love to thank Mobile as well, and all the sponsors on our car. Thanks very much.
And ladies and gentlemen, the man who's won the Mobile night tonight, round 1 of the 1994 Tui's Blue WA Sprint Car Speedweek. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for Ron Krikke. On behalf of Mobile and the Swan Brewery, Ron, congratulations on another fine drive.
Thank you very much. You there? That's it. Firstly, it's great to see so many people turn out tonight. It's good to have all you people here and cheering us on. It's great to have Tui's Blue tied up in it. Pity Glenn didn't bring down some cold ones, but we'll get them next time. But I'd like to put special thanks to our sponsors and our crew, and Sean and Jeff and all the other guys like Mick and my brother John and those guys helping us out, working on the cars, getting them ready. They've got 2 cars to prepare, so it's a hard job. And Quit, 96 FM, Triple M, AMCAP BBK and Castrol. Also I'd like to thank the other guys, Shane for 2nd and 3rd. Thank you.